We all float down here. You want it, don't you, Georgie? Of course you do. I'll show you how to float down. They all float down here. Don't you want it? Don't you want it? Don't you want it? Hiya, Georgie. Don't you want a balloon, Georgie? I've got a balloon for you. Don't you want a balloon? Try a bunch. And when you're down here with me, fat boy, you float too. It's your boy 50 Shades of Fear coming back to you guys with another video. And I am rocking with Pennywise, my boy. Pennywise the Dancing Clown. This is a review on It. Welcome to Derry, y'all. It is the new hit series on HBO, y'all, which is one of my new favorite series, by the way. When I tell you I am a die-hard fan of It, I am a die-hard fan of It. I'm a Stephen King fan, but if we want to talk about one of my most all-time favorite horror movie films of 1990, it will have to be Stephen King's It. When I tell you I'm an obsessed fan of It, that storyline is insane, it's sickening, it's dope. Stephen King was on his A game when he came out with It. The whole story about the friends, the whole story about how they went against the clown, how he's an entity, how they can only see him and no one else can't see him. That shit is insanely dope. That is some very extravagant writing. It has been one of the most talked about horrors of the century, since the 90s, going all the way up until they did the remakes in 2017 and 2019. But yes, we are talking about the new hit HBO series, which is also based off the book. Now, it is to my understanding that the book is like 700 pages or 500 pages or something like that. Now, mind you, I read the book before. I read most of the book, but I have not finished that book entirely. What's really amazing about this It Welcome to Derry series is it dives way deeper than what the movies did not tap on. It's a lot of hidden gems and a lot of hidden Easter eggs that the movies did not explain about Pennywise. For example, Pennywise was actually a human before he was a demonic entity. A lot of what we are going to see on the next 2 episodes, because there are 2 more episodes left. Now, mind you, there are 8 episodes in this series. Now, I'm assuming there's probably going to be a season 2, but there's a lot that we did not know about Pennywise in the movies. Now, we know that the Stephen King's 1990 version, we know that it only displayed of what he was, but they did not tap into the backstory of what Pennywise actually was. And then we know into the 2019 and the 2017 versions of the remakes, they actually do show a lot of what the book does explain, but they still don't fully tell you what it really is. Now, mind you, on the original movies, it did not tap into nationalities. It only talked about racism, which it does still kind of display in this series. It does still display the fact that there was a lot of racism going on back in that time. Yes, we do know that. But it also talks about the Native American society as well. And also that the Native Americans know how to actually stop it. The thing was discovered in the early 1900s, but it was planted on Earth, and the Native Americans were fighting against the evil entity, but the evil entity was getting into people and actually forming itself differently. Now, on the episode that's going to be coming up this Sunday, I am going to definitely get into how this entity got into Pennywise, because according to this story that is going on, Pennywise was actually a regular person before he was an evil entity. Now, somehow this demonic entity got into Pennywise, and that is what we have to find out. And now when I think about it, the original story tapped onto certain characters in the movies. Kirsch. Mrs. Kirsch has always been one of the most important characters because Mrs. Kirsch was actually talked about on the 1990 version and the 2019 version. And we found out that Mrs. Kirsch is Pennywise's daughter. There's just a lot that the TV show actually shows that the movies did not show. And this is what I really, really love about this series, because it taps onto how it was back in that time, but also how they were fighting against this demonic entity. There are only 2 episodes left. And I can't wait to see how the story is going to unravel, because we're going to find out more about Pennywise on the next episode of how he actually was before this entity got into him. Now, to me, it seemed, as I was seeing on the preview, he seemed like he was a struggling circus performer. And this is what we got. And then also, we seen a little girl, okay, maybe like on the second, was that the second episode or was that the third episode? One of those episodes, we seen a little girl dressed as Pennywise, and that was Mrs. Kirsch, aka Periwinkle, that is Pennywise's daughter. So now that I am learning that Mrs. Kirsch has always been one of the most important factors of the storyline. But the movies did not display that. The movies actually did not tell us why Mrs. Kirsch was actually one of the most important characters. But now I understand why. That was Pennywise's damn daughter. And I live for it. The characters in general on this series are so good. They're very, very talentedly amazing. Now, I don't remember everybody's name. I do, but then I don't. But yes, I really, really get into the characters in the storyline, because we know before it was the Lucky Seven / losers, there were some other people that were before them. We also dive deep into the Hanlon family, because before it was Mike, there was there was his father, and then there was his father's father, and then we also get into how everything, how every person literally has a connection between the original characters on the movies. Like, there was someone that was before them that dealt with the same thing. And that's what I love, how this story unravels with the storyline in general. You know, how Pennywise has been terrorizing this whole entire time, but the TV series takes it a step backwards and explains what it actually is. So this is why it is outstanding. It is a 10 out of 10, y'all. I have been non-stop looking at this show. Like, I cannot wait. I am obsessed with Bill Skarsgård. I hope I said his name right. I want to dive deep into his character, because the way he plays Pennywise is outstanding. Now, I love Tim Curry. We know he is the original. But if I really have to be a 100% honest, if I have to be 100% honest, I think that Bill Skarsgård has passed Tim Curry up. Tim Curry was for the 1990s generation, and now we have Bill Skarsgård, who is for this generation, but also in the mid generation as well, because some of the millennials like myself, we know of him because we seen the 2017 version, we seen the 2019 version. But yes, he has definitely passed him up. Now, I loved him from the moment that they casted him as Pennywise, because I didn't know if there was anybody else that could top Tim Curry. But if I have to be 1000% honest, add it to the movies and add it to now, he is really, really passed him up. Like, he has the movement, he has everything. He is just the perfect addition to Pennywise's character. The TV series is doing what the movies didn't do, and this is why I'm glad that they decided to make this series, because now we actually tap deeper into what Pennywise actually was and how he became Pennywise the entity, whereas he was originally just a circus performer. Now, I cannot wait to see the next episode, but I just had to give this review because I have to give this show a 10 out of 10. It is an outstanding production. I just love the direction. I just love the way that they took the storyline. They made it come to life. And I think that Stephen King will be very, 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 very happy on how they took the dialogue and made it come to life. Because if I remember correctly, this was one of Stephen King's biggest books. I mean, I think if I remember, the book had like 700 pages. And it was the most hugest book he has ever written. But he had so much dialogue into it. It was a lot that was going on in this book. And now I'm actually glad that they took it a step further. They're still doing this show. They're still continuing the story of Pennywise. And they're still continuing the story of what it actually is. Because It's outstanding, and I really, really love it. It's a 10 out of 10, like I said. It comes on every Sunday on HBO Max. You guys can check it out. I wanted to give my insight on what I think about it. I think it is brilliantly done. I have to keep on watching it, but yes, y'all, I love it. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I love me some Pennywise, y'all, but I love the story of it. I always did, and I'm just glad that the TV show actually take it a little bit more further into what it actually is, the storyline, and how he became what he became. We're gonna get all that. And when I was looking at one of the documentaries about the original cast members, they did not know how the movie was going to end on the 1990 version. That's another thing that caught my attention. You know, they were trying to go based off the book, but they kind of made it into their own. They didn't know what the monster was going to be. Now, if I remember correctly, on the 1990 version, it was a spider or some type of alien spider, or they didn't know what the hell it was going to be, but they kind of lost ideas. So now I'm actually glad that the TV show actually makes it a little bit more realistic on what this entity, demonic spirit, is, because it's actually a planet spirit, you know, that came down. I'm guessing it's still some type of an alienation that has been planted. But my guess is we still have to find out more further. But I remember on the 1990 version, they did not know what the hell it was going to be. They ended up making it a spider. I also love that the show captures not just the black community, not just the white community, but the Native American community as well. The Native Americans were also dealing with this thing as well, and they play a huge part in this storyline. And that's another thing that really, really caught my interest as well. It's just like, it's not just black, it's not just white, it's also Native American, it's also Chinese, it's also, everyone has dealt with this entity at some sort in Derry, Maine. So yes, y'all, it's just brilliantly put together, and I'm actually just glad that they're still continuing it, because I love it so much. And you know, I was really, really happy when I discovered that they were coming out with this show this year, because I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna get more. But I thought it was just gonna be about Bill, Stan, Eddie, Beverly, Mike. You know, I didn't know they were gonna tap back further than the way that they did, but they tapped back way further to a lot of different people who actually discovered this thing of what it is. You know, and you know that the Lucky Sevens weren't just the only ones who were dealing with Pennywise. It was other people before them. So you know, I just love that the story is taking a step backwards, but they actually explaining every single detail. So yes, y'all, we are learning a lot. All of the fans, we're learning a lot, and we're loving it. I cannot wait till Sunday to flow down. This is your boy 50 Shades of Fear, coming back to you guys with another video. Please check out It Welcome to Derry. It is on HBO Max streaming. If you actually have HBO, you can watch it. It comes on Sundays at 9 p.m. I cannot wait. Soon as I find out on Sunday and it comes up, I'm going to be watching that damn episode. I don't care. I love it. It is good. This is your boy 50 Shades of Fear, coming back to you guys. Cause we all flow down here.